show you the changes. Since the last video, I have tweaked the fur settings more. Here are all my settings. The scene is rather slow with both the head and body hair particles on display. Just turn one off. I also decreased the texture sizes a lot since they are hidden behind the fur. This will help with increasing efficiency with rendering. As well, I ended up altering the actual textures instead of using the nodes as I wanted more tighter controls of the final look. Ash has his grey wisdom hairs now. Finally, I decided on a HDRI and a ground PBR texture. I found these for free on Polyhaven site. Link will be in the descriptions. I also finally figured out how to render alphas in Evee. It only took 3 months to find it. In this video, I am showing you my process to the final touches to render out a turnaround of ASH. I have him posed and ready to go. I am loading in a gobo I made so the ground cover will be more similar to the shadowy areas of the dry. To render out alphas, the checkbox is under the shader menu for the desired object. Go into the settings drop-down of the shader menu. Change the blend mode to alpha blend. Quick minor color adjustments can be made through the nodes. I duplicated the gobus to give a more interesting shadow pattern. The ground seems too bland, fiddling a little bit more with the nodes. I'm a noob with nodes, but I am a fan of hacks to save time. Turn on ambient occlusion. Direct the file to where you want the renders to be. I have selected a MPEG video instead of series of images this time since the render will be made through the viewport rather than the render engine as it is too heavy for my computer to render out. Here are my render settings for Evee. Keep in mind all these adjustments you may want to turn off or down the settings for animation or editing purposes as it can cause the file scene to corrupt and malfunction. I don't usually have the viewport setting up high, but I am going to bump it up for the viewport animation render. I can't see ahead of time if it works since the scene is heavy. I am just going to assume it will help the scene look more polished. Go into System Settings and make sure your GPU and video card is selected to be on. In the View tab I always change the camera angle here. I like a larger number so that the character isn't distorted like a fish bowl. Also the background is more limited so it's less busy looking as to not compete with the subject in focus. In the View menu turn off all of the tools menus and shrink all the side viewports and menus. Hotkey control and the mouse to zoom in and out smoothly. Right-click on the viewport menus to create a new viewport. I am loading in a timeline so I can see how the animation looks. Toggle to non-texture mode to help with the heaviness. Or turn off the hair particle display in the particle menu. But I want a better sense of the final vibe of the scene so I will just struggle with the chugginess of this. Go to top right of the viewport screen and under View menu, go to Render Viewport Animations. The image or video files will be rendered to the specified folders that is indicated in the render settings. It will also show a little square number on the screen, counting down each frame as it is rendered. Thanks for joining me on the creation of Ash. Like and subscribe to support my channel, and I hope to make more furry friends for us to get to know. Bye for now. Stay supreme.